Hurry into Old Navy tomorrow and Sunday to get jeans for the whole family on sale. Just $15 for adults, $12 for kids. Plus, starting tomorrow, redeem your Super Cash to save even more at Old Navy and OldNavy.com. Super Cash valid 6/3 to 6/11. Jeans valid 6/3 to 6/4. Select styles only.
Progressive presents Mindfulness with Flow.
You are a mighty fortress of supreme knowledge. Progressive Direct has not only revealed their rates, but those of their competitors. If you were any more in the know, you would be drowning in, the know.
Compare Progressive Direct rates with competitors' rates, because knowledge is power. Visit Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Your weekly horoscope. Libra, this week your best bet is to stick to what you know. Scorpio, use your unexpected time wisely, like trying to solve those problems that have been stressing you out. Sagittarius, disagreements aren't always bad. A differing opinion may get you out of a jam this week. Capricorn, finance is on your mind this week. It may be time to check out your future goals. Aquarius, this week romance heats up. That special someone may get a little closer. And Pisces, don't let what the group thinks influence what you think. Your options deserve your own decisions. The rest of your horoscopes are coming up soon, right here.
Content.
Every day, more than 1.4 million American lives are disrupted by Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis. This year alone, 70,000 new cases will be diagnosed, and more of those are children. Nearly 75% of patients with Crohn's disease will require one or more surgeries at some point in their lives. Those are the facts, but they don't speak to the daily realities of living with Crohn's or colitis. Excruciating pain, a lifetime of medication, and days when they can't even get out of bed. There's a good chance you know someone suffering with Crohn's or colitis. Someone like me. I'm Amy Brenneman, and I'm asking you to support the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America. CCFA was created to help millions of us cope and to find cures. Visit ccfa.org today to learn more, donate, or join an event. It's time to face the facts and reach out to help someone you know at ccfa.org.
All of us want to make a difference. As veterans, we committed to protect our country. We served and sacrificed for the things that mattered most. Those experiences shaped our lives, even if it isn't always obvious to those around us. And now that we've served, our commitments have taken on a new meaning. We're husbands, wives, parents, friends, and neighbors, but sometimes we still feel alone. We forget that our biggest challenge can be to ask for support when we need it. The Veterans Crisis Line is here for all veterans, service members, and their loved ones. Dial 1-800-273-8255 and press 1. Chat online at veteranscrisisline.net or text 838-255. It matters.
Hi, I'm Reuben Brown with the Atlanta Red Cross. Do you know what you and your family can do to prevent home fires? The Red Cross is ready to help. Make sure all sources of fuel, including paper and clothing, are at least 3 feet away from heat sources, such as space heaters. Never leave burning candles unattended, and keep matches and lighters away from children. To learn more, contact your Atlanta Red Cross at 404-876-3302.
And now, Sports Radio 92.9 The Game, Haviland Express Loop Sports Flash. For specials and more, go to HavilandSportsFlash.com.
I'm Jason Marks. They're underway at the Oracle for Game 1 of the NBA Finals. With 6:43 to go in the opening quarter, the Golden State Warriors and Cleveland Cavaliers tied at 12. The Falcons continued organized team activities on Thursday, and Dan Quinn talked about Matt Ryan and Steve Sarkisian getting acquainted.
What's the great part about coaching Matt? He's really clear, really concise, and going for it in the biggest way. So it's one of the easiest guys to communicate with. These are the things I like. These are things we can change that would help. So those two have strong formed partnership already.
OTAs continue through the 9th. Mandatory mini camps begin on the 13th. Get all the latest Falcon news online at 929thegame.com. The Braves have the night off after ending their West Coast road trip with a 2-1 loss to the Angels. Jaime Garcia had a solid 7-inning outing, but came up short.
It's baseball, man. Stuff's going to happen. Their pitcher did a great job. He pitched well, and, stuff's going to happen. It's a tough game for us. Definitely, we wanted to get that W, but let's try to get him next time.
Atlanta heads to Cincinnati for a weekend series with the Reds. Mike Foltynewicz taking the mound Friday night at 7:10. With updates every 20 minutes, I'm Jason Marks from the Kia Studios on your home for Atlanta United's match with Vancouver. Kickoff Saturday at 5:30. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Atlanta Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Hi, this is Aaron Donald from the Los Angeles Rams. Football lives here year-round. The home of the NFL in Atlanta is right here on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
If you're not stewing, what the heck are you doing? Welcome back to the show, Sports Radio 92.9 The Game, the Doug Stewart Show. Let me say this, man. I'm getting a lot of love from Stewies, from people that listen to the show back in the day. But I want to make sure you understand, if you've never heard me before, you never heard the Doug Stewart Show or the Two Live Stews, man, I am welcoming everybody, all sports fans, anybody listening to Sports Radio 92.9, man, to get involved with the show, be interactive, man. I want to hear your thoughts. We're not one of those shows where you have to agree with me or my way is the right way or the highway. It's nothing like that, man. It's debate, it's thoughts, it's your passion, it's your love for sports. So that's what we want to kind of encompass here on the Doug Stewart Show on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. Number to the show is 404-382. I'm giving away another number. The number is 404-741-0929, where you can call the show as well as text me on the Wade Ford or the Solomon Brothers Diamond text line. I'll get that right after a couple times.
Yeah, make sure you don't give out your cell phone number.
Right. I think I gave out, the number I just gave out was the number to my my online show.
I gotcha.
And I knew that would happen a couple times. But also, I'm on Twitter, Instagram. I'm big into social media. I'm bigger, I guess, into Twitter, or not as big into Twitter as I should be. I'm most, in tune with Facebook. So I have a couple of Facebook pages out there, Twitter, Instagram. Just search Doug, Two Live Shoes. You should find it. And just follow your boy, and we'll keep you up to date on Falcons defensive coordinator, Marquand Manuel. So you know this guy is coming in, man. He's got a big job to do. He played 8 seasons in the NFL as safety for 8 different defensive coordinators. He's reached or coached for 6 seasons for 3 more coordinators. Excuse me. And I should have used that cough button. So he's coached for 6 seasons for 3 more coordinators as well. So this guy's been around the block, to say the least. He's played for some of the league's most respected coordinators. This guy played for Dick LeBeau, who's been a long-time coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Leslie Frazier, who was the one-time the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. He also was under Ray Rhodes, Gunther Cunningham. He's also coached with Gus Bradley, Dan Quinn, and the man that he replaced in Richard Smith. Manuel joined the Falcons back in 2015 and coached defensive backs for a couple of seasons, and he's going to draw from those experiences in the 2017 year. Here's a quote. He says, I played in every defense known to mankind. He played with the Bengals in 2002, the Seahawks, the Panthers, the Broncos, the Lions. He says, I have an understanding of how you simplify things for the players because they're the ones who have to perform on Sundays. Love this guy's talk. He kind of feels like a mini Dan Quinn with the same passion and enthusiasm. When you hear him talk, it's like, yeah, this is a Dan Quinn guy. This is a guy that, understands the culture of the Legion of Boom, that real tough, hard-nosed defense. You look at the players that Dan Quinn and this team has drafted in the first couple of years here in the city, and it's a certain brand of football that they play defensively. And after what happened in the Super Bowl, I hate to bring it up again, but after what happened in the Super Bowl with giving up that lead and the Falcons just couldn't stop the bleeding. And it's crazy. They had played phenomenal football in the first half of that game. Grady Jarrett was balling out of control. You remember he probably would have been, he would have been a candidate. It probably would have went to Matt Ryan, but Grady Jarrett would have been a candidate for MVP of that game. I think he had like 3 sacks. The defensive line was balling. They were getting after Tom Brady. The Patriots couldn't do nothing for the first half and a couple of minutes of that third quarter of the game. And then they couldn't stop the bleeding. And I think you could probably put some of the blame or a lot of the blame on Richard Smith. But if you look at what happened before The Patriots got clicking. They had played great defense, but I think at the end of the day, somebody had to go. Somebody's head had to be, on a line, from what happened in that Super Bowl. And I like the idea of bringing in Manuel. I thought that Brian Cox in his couple of years here, as a defensive line coach, had done a great job. Once again, before Tom Brady got cooking, the defensive line got after him. I think Brian Cox overall did a very good job in his years here in Atlanta. But maybe Dan Quinn knows something about Manuel. Maybe he knows that he can take this defense and that defensive line and the secondary and the linebacker core. Maybe he can take them to that next level. And listen, I'm sure I'm not the Lone Ranger on this. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Anything less than the Super Bowl, and it shouldn't be this way, but anything less than the Super Bowl would have to be categorized as a disappointment. I mean, the breakout year that Vic Beasley had last year, the phenomenal season that the Falcons had in a whole, Matt Ryan winning the MVP, Julio Jones balling out of control. I mean, we got to get back to the Super Bowl. And I know it's a lot, and there's parity in the NFL, and there's free agency, and, draft picks work out and they don't work out. But that's the expectation. And that's a good thing. One thing that I always railed about Atlanta sports fans and fans in the South in general is that we were too soft on our sports teams. You go up north and, the fans in New York and the northeast states, they're real hard on their teams and they're passionate and they cuss out their teams and they want their teams to get it right. And a lot of times down here, we're happy to make it to the playoffs. We're happy to win 12 games. I think the expectations now have been raised. And the expectations are that we can win the NFC and that we can go on and play for Super Bowl. And just like Golden State last year, when they were up 3 games and went on the Cleveland Cavaliers and found a way to lose, and what happened with the Falcons this year, man, it's redemption time. And it's crazy because over the last year, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, over the last year, we've had a lot of scenarios like this with the Clemson Tigers losing to the Alabama Crimson Tide the year before. The next year, they come back, and it's redemption. They win the national championship. Now you have that playing out right now for the Golden State Warriors. They have an opportunity, third time in a row, to take on the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA Finals. Can they get it done? Let's make it a 3-pack. Let's see if the Falcons can get back to the Super Bowl this year, man, and handle their business. I don't know what happened last year. Like, every time I think about it, I just get pissed off. I said in a little video I did, and you're listening to Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. I don't care if it was Tom Brady, Joe Montana, if they had a love child. No quarterback ever was supposed to come back in that Super Bowl, man. So it was very hurtful, but they got a lot of pieces. The pieces are in place. Dan Quinn has brought a great culture to this team. The fans are excited about the product out there, man. And, it's Super Bowl or bust. And I think they have the squad to do it. I think they have the players. I think they have the coaching staff to do it. Shanahan's out. If I see him right now, I'll put him in a figure 4 headlock right now. I'll put him in an Indian death lock. I'll give him a DDT if I see Kyle Shanahan right now, who's going on to be the head coach of San Francisco 49ers. But I think that is possible. The young talent on this defense, man, is incredible. They've done a tremendous job of drafting, as I mentioned earlier. Sky's the limit for the Atlanta Falcons. Let me grab a couple of calls. Let me talk to my man Shep from Lithonia. Is this my man Shep? Shep, thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What you got?
Hey, what's up, bro?
What's up?
Congratulations, man. Glad you're back on the radio. Listen, I'm going to talk about your Falcons. I'm not the biggest Falcon fan. I just love good football.
Right.
But as far as them getting back to the Super Bowl, getting redemption, forget about it, bro. That's dead.
Let me see if I can remember. Are you a Dallas Cowboy fan, Shep?
I'm a Dallas Cowboys Panther fan, absolutely. And guess what? I'm going to always be one.
Right.
I didn't jump on like some of these Falcons fans. I'm going to always be one. But I just think the Falcons did play some phenomenal football last year. I think the Super Bowl is a clear definition